Okay, welcome back, you guys. We are live. I'm going to give it a few minutes. And when people start coming in, we're going to talk about today's episode. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Taco Tuesday. Man, we are almost in the mid part of the month of September. I can't believe it. We're headed straight in the fall. Time is flying. Hey, Aisha. Welcome in, Missy. Welcome in, you guys. Hey, Keita. Hey, Myra. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. Hey, Crystal, Angela, Joyce, Melissa Spencer. Hey, you guys. Cynthia, Pam. Welcome in. That's a new name, Pam Big. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Everybody make sure they hit that like button on the way in as well. We know the drill, you guys. We know the drill. Hey, TA. Hey, Belinda. Now, I know obviously when people, I got to say this before we kind of get into everything since we already got 23 people in here. When you watch the replay, when you kind of periodically hear me say we got this amount of people, that is the amount of people we have during the live chat at that moment in time. So if you're watching it later in the day, after we've already completed the streaming, and you hear me saying that throughout the video, when I say it's only 20 lives, but you see 112, that's because that's what the live count was at the moment that I spoke about it when we were talking live. So I want to clear that up because I know some folks was like, well, why is she saying there's 52 lives when I'm looking at the video and it says it has 120? So yeah, during the time we're live, at that moment that I mention it, that's how many lives that we have. So I want to clear that up. Hey, Cece. Hey, Vicky. Miranda. Welcome, Bobby Wright. There you go. What's up? All right. Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that one, Melissa. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, so I will be doing a standalone video. We got some new things that have come out. I should have did it earlier this morning. However, I did have other tasks. But I do have to talk about what's going on this fall for both soaps. So stay tuned for those videos. All right. Okay, let's go because we got 38 people in here. Okay, we're going to start with Y&R first. Sharon snapped today. Now, she snapped twice. One time I agree with in a way. The other time I don't agree with. And I'll explain that. We had Adam trying to get Sally back, and she told him pretty much, I think it's time for me to walk. And then she get on the phone trying to have a conversation with Billy. We see Connor is all up in grown folks' business, trying to figure out what's going on with his parents' relationships. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. We also see Mariah and Nicholas trying to figure out a way, to figure out what's going on and whether or not Sharon is taking her meds and, all that stuff. So that happened today as well. And then we had Lucy. Lucy needed to take several seats. There's a small part of me that understands some things, but there's another part of me that is like, yeah, well, I think you need to chill out, Lucy. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and knock this situation out with Adam and Sally. I'm over it. If you guys been watching my channel, and even when we do our panel discussions for the weekly and midweek chat, I'm over Sally and Adam. I'm done with it. Just stick a fork in it, as they say, and let's move on. I mean, we've been there. They broke up. You put them back together again. You have Adam cheat with Chelsea, and now we're back at this. So you know what? Just go your separate ways. Adam, stop begging. And you guys know my whole rant on the four of them. Neither of the four of them are above reproach, in my opinion. I mean, y'all know my rant about Sally, Nick, and Adam. Y'all know what I thought about the whole thing with Billy getting with Chelsea to cheat on Lily. So I don't understand why they're acting brand new and so betrayed when they have done a lot, especially Sally. Sally got a whole history. She left it in, part of her history is in a whole nother show, a whole nother state. I mean, I don't think handcuffing somebody to a radiator because you want your man back is a good thing. Yeah. I get it. Sometimes people grow and they learn from things and they hope other people grow. But, I mean, you're not that far removed from last year either, Sally. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again. I know y'all probably get tired of me going back and forth about that. But, I'm like, just move on. Just leave Adam. You go your way. He go his way. Billy, obviously, he don't want to get back with Chelsea. I don't want Chelsea and Adam to get back together either. I'm like, Adam would be a fool to do that. I mean, Chelsea tried to set him up to go to jail over Ray poisoning him. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. No, don't put those two back together. I mean, I don't know what they were going to do with those characters, but in my opinion, all four of them need to go their separate ways. But it looked like they're probably going to try to put Sally with Billy now, which probably is going to be a train wreck as well. I mean, Adam has his past and Billy has a very reckless past too. So I don't know, I think her safest, the problem though, I was going to say her safest bet was with Nick, which I still wasn't happy about that situation, but Sharon and Phyllis is always in his background. So, yeah. Let me see what y'all talking about. Oh, we're going to get to Lucy Paris. Oh, we're going to talk about Lucy. Yes, Adam, Sally, Billy, Chelsea, boring. Absolutely, Belinda. Hey, Kit Kat. I would love if they all go their separate ways. I totally agree. Let's do Sally and Billy together and Chelsea and Adam. I mean, Sally has yet to be with Billy, but I don't know if I want Chelsea and Adam 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever number point oh it is, because I don't think I can get back with somebody who tried to almost take another person's life to set me up to go to prison because you mad that you saw me kiss Sharon. Well, saw Adam kiss Sharon, not me, but saw Adam kiss Sharon. That's what that came from. She saw that kiss from Adam to Sharon. Nothing even came from that. And then Chelsea go on this whole rampage of trying to set him up to go to jail and almost take, Ray's life in the process. Put Sally with Chance or Nate? Let me think about that. I don't know. See, you know what? That could be a possibility. You guys know where I stand with Audra. I want Audra with Adam. I really would hope that they're both like two peas in a pod. Especially if they bond over taking down Victor or something. Right now, Victor and Adam is in a good place. Nick and Adam is in a good place. The Newman family is not pointing the finger at him for a change. We haven't seen that in a while. But I would like to see an Adam and Audra relationship. We got 90 people in here. Hey, Jenna, we got 90 people in here and 27 likes. Maybe I should start playing weird music until we get the likes up, and then I'll start all over again. You guys, come on, hit that like button. Yeah, so Adam and Sally just need to bid each other adieu and just call it a day. Send Sally packing if she leaves Adam. No to Billy. Sally is already a man-eater. Absolutely. I honestly think that they should, and I mean, it depends on budgets. I'm not trying to get somebody to get a cut in pay or lose pay or job-wise, but I think the character of Sally should go back to the Bold and the Beautiful, in my opinion. Paris said, how would Adam and Audra work since he has a kid Would it just be fun in a non-serious relationship? I'm okay with that. I mean, obviously, both of them have an issue with commitment. So she tends to want to keep things light. She don't want to be tied down, even though Nate thinks that they're dating. I don't think that she's as serious about Nate as Nate is about her. And Adam, with no strings attached, he don't have to worry about cheating, or I'm not saying he's going to cheat again, but if they keep it light and fun, I would be okay with that. Just for the soaps. I don't like transmitting everything over to the real world, cuz I'm a relationship person myself, or marriage type person. But in the land of the soaps, I would be okay with Adam and Audra just, casually dating. Yeah, Sally need to go back to bowl, Sandra. I agree, Sally. Oh, okay, you guys agree. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, let's move on. So, the other situation that's circling around this whole situation with Sally and Adam and Billy and Chelsea is Connor. Connor is smack dab in the middle of this, and I think that, in my opinion, and I'm going to get you guys' opinion in the chat, I honestly think it's one thing to say, hey, where's Billy or Chelsea? I haven't seen him around in a while. And the parents, like, hey, we're going through a little bit of something. Is it because of me? No, no, no. This is a grown-up problem. But he kept pushing. I haven't seen him call you every morning, Mom. And I haven't seen him bring you any coffee. And Chelsea is trying to keep a kid out of grown folks' business. And he's continuously being pushy. Now, that part I did not like. Which I have a few words for Miss Lucy. And I know I might have an unpopular opinion on that. But I honestly think that he was doing a little bit too much. It's one thing to kind of wonder where the grown folks are. Like, hey, I haven't seen Billy or Sally around. But he was like, well, when I came over to the house, she didn't. Oh, what did Connor say about Sally? When she said, when he asked her to do a movie night or something, she didn't respond to me and stuff like that. Okay, I could see him having a valid question about that, because that question was directed from him to her. But all this other stuff about the two parents and their relationships and why they haven't been, I don't know about that. Kids need to tell them the truth about, hey, things ain't working out right now, but it's not because of you. He was trying to dig in too deep for me. Her overcompensating, saying his fault, make him think it's not his fault. Lucy may be an out of line, but Sharon, yeah, we'll talk about her in a minute. If Sally goes back to Bowl, do you think she should get with Liam? I would be okay with that, Mari. I would be okay with Sally getting back with Liam, because we never got the finishing part of that story. They got caught up in that building, they kissed, and then that went on to Steffy sleeping with Bill, and and then she left town after a while. So I would be interested in seeing them rekindle something with especially since Wyatt is gone. Why not have Sally try to see if she can, get something with Liam? I would be okay with that. But anyway, yeah, I just think that there's some things like, and maybe it's I'm in a different generation. I'm Gen X, so I know a lot of times there were things that the grown folks told us, but when we were his age, we were told to stay out of grown folks' business. So, and I'm just saying, I mean, everything that adults go through is not for the consumption of their kid unless it's directly for them. You wouldn't tell them all the intricacies of how your relationship is going with, I don't know if I'm okay with that. But, to each his own. Everybody has their own ideology. So, but now it looked like he's blaming himself. And so we saw Adam blame Billy. Now, I will say this. Adam has to take the accountability for not being truthful to Sally. Because who knows? I don't know if that would be the case. But I'm wondering if Sally would have took him and say, "Hey, it was a one-time mistake." But I don't think she's being honest about that. She was like, "You could have told me." Yeah, he should have. He should have been honest with her instead of saying, "No, no, no. Oh, it's nothing, and it's just Connor, and we're dealing with this, and we're co-parenting." He should have told her the truth. I agree with that. But do I agree with the fact that she would have just said I would be okay with that? I don't think so, because she knows the truth now and she's still not okay with it. So it wouldn't have mattered. So Adam should have just went ahead and told her anyway and let the chips fall where they may, in my opinion. Now, when it came to Billy, let me talk about that for a second. I don't think who's to say that, because he was drunk. And he showed up at the house, pushed himself into the house drunk. What if Connor was there? Because Connor was back in town. You just don't go bulldoze yourself into somebody's house drunk and just start talking crazy. That part I do think was disrespectful on Billy's part. But the blame, a lot of the blame goes to Chelsea and Adam because, I mean, technically they shouldn't have slept together. And they got to take the ownership of that. Chelsea seems to be doing that. But as for Adam, he's trying to, first he blamed, wait a minute, he was blaming a whole bunch of people. So he's trying to extract blame. It's like, Adam, come on, dude. You got to own up to the fact that you did not tell Sally the full truth. You kept lying for weeks when she knew something was up. And of course she knows a liar when she sees one and a cheater when she sees one, because that's what she was at one point. So you can't have, game knows game. And Sally is a game player in her past who knows what game looked like. 38 likes? Are you serious? We got 92 people in here. We got 92 people in here and only 38 likes. Alright. Chelsea's an instigator. We'll talk about Bold in a minute. Let me clear up Y&R. Dewan said, I haven't liked Billy since he slept with Summer. Listen, Billy got a whole history, and he got the nerve to be mad about a one-night stand. I mean, besides the whole thing with Summer, you cheated on Lily to get with Chelsea. I don't know how many times I can say that. Okay, so now that kind of leads us into the rest of the episode with Sharon. So here's my take on the whole thing that happened at Crimson Lights. When originally, in my opinion, Daniel and Lucy, why would you go to the one place that Sharon owns? Whether she was there or not, you didn't even know whether she was there or not. And of course, she was in the back room. But you do know she owned that that coffee house. She's the owner of it. And she's been telling you for the last several episodes, stay away, stay away, stay away. And where do you go? You go right to Sharon's coffee house. That makes no sense to me. It's like Daniel is a glutton for punishment. Just like last week, and we talked about this on the weekly recap. Why are you going? I mean, Sharon came over to the house, told them to stay away. Now, granted, Heather said, how is that going to be possible? But then Daniel himself said, yeah, we got to stay far away from that lady. Then you turn around and go right over to Society, see them sitting there, Sharon, Faith, and Nicholas, and you come up to the table. It's like, dude, you just said stay away, but then you see them at the restaurant, you go up to the table. Strike one was right there. Sharon went off then. And then you decide to go get something. you go to the same coffee house that she work at. And granted, he went to the car to get his wallet, keys, whatever it was. Lucy walks into the main area and run right into Sharon. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, even though she had a snarky look on her face, she did originally talk calm to Lucy. Listen, I don't want to be mean, but I need to tell you, now is not a good time. And they know that she's been fixated on this girl. The problem I have is when Sharon set the boundary in her coffee house for her family, a 14-year-old jump up in her face, and even when her father tried to pull her away, she tells him no. And she throws Cassie in her face. And what the French toast did she do that for? She turned around and Sharon handed her face. I mean, she was out of place for doing that. I don't care if she's a kid. You have boundaries. If a person, if I was Daniel standing there, I would have snatched my kid up out of there. First of all, you don't tell me to back down when I tell you let's go. We're going. And then secondly, you jump up in another adult's face telling them, oh, you gonna let me see your daughter? How dare you do this? You just making this up because you don't want me to see this. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This got to do with you and this thing with Cassie. Yeah. Another grown, you want to act grown? Well, guess what? You get grown results. She was acting and coming and confronting Sharon and backing her own grown dad up. Backed him up. To pretty much act how she wanted to act. You want to act grown? Well, guess what? You're going to get grown results. Because she was talking to that girl very calmly at first. Lucy was out of pocket. She was out of pocket for telling her dad to back down when her dad tried to snatch her up out of there. And then you throw Cassie in this woman's face? You better be glad Sharon didn't take her head off. Now that's my opinion in my rant. You're not getting a notification, Cheryl? Oh, yeah, check. You know what? Jenna was having that same problem. Jenna was having the same problem with that. Jenna, where are they going to go? Go to GCAC. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. GCAC got food. They sell food. You got a restaurant over there. Heck, Uber Eats it. Or else you go inside, meaning Daniel, and you sit in the car and I'll be back. I'll go grab it and we can leave. Faith didn't say, I don't, here's the thing, Paris, because I saw that if I set boundaries for my family, I expect you to respect that. Everything that has happened, that girl has been out of control. And both of the parents and even Faith realized that she has been really obsessive. And clingy is the word that they used. That's a problem. Respect other people's boundaries. If I say, I'm sorry, I don't want your little girl at my house, don't bring her over here. That's just me. Just like I'm going to respect somebody else's boundary. If somebody tell me, listen, I know we've been going through a lot. Your daughter has been out of control. Because I do have a daughter. I have a son and a daughter. If somebody came and said, hey, your daughter's been out of control, and at the same time, I know what happened, and she was drinking underage, and she's been calling and being really clingy and obsessive, and that other mother tell me, I think you need to keep your daughter, we need to set some boundaries. I got to respect that. And I'm going to make sure she respect that. I'm not going to allow my daughter to jump in another grown person's face because they want to do what they want to do. And then you tell me to back down? Oh, we're going to have a whole problem when we get home. So, that's just my opinion. And my daughter was 14 at one time. She's now 20. She'll be 27 this year. But yeah. Boundaries are meant what they are supposed to be. Lucy is a manipulator, and then let's talk about that, because here's the other thing. She don't respect her own father. So not only what happened at that coffee house, when they get back at the house, she's talking crazy to her father. She don't respect that man. I mean, she is snapping at her own dad, and he's standing there looking like a deer in headlights. Let me tell you something. I couldn't talk to my parents that way, and my kids didn't talk to me that way. And I know this is a soap and whatnot, but I don't like seeing things like that. My aunts, my grandparents, we didn't do that type of thing. Again, I'm a different generation, though. I know things are different now in 2024, and, the way to discipline children are a lot different than it was maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago. But that girl got some issues going on. She don't respect adults. She don't respect other people. Lucy, if you're a good friend when you can respect your friend's boundaries. And there's times that we've seen where Faith has told her no. No, you can't come. No, you can't go. Maybe some other time. And Lucy don't respect that. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. I'm not being a good friend if my friend tells me no and I overstep that boundary. And granted, she's a kid. She's 14. But at some point, somebody got to teach her that. Now, here's where I find fault with Sharon. When she got to the GCAC. When she got to the GCAC, and because I got to do bold. When she got to the GCAC, there was no reason for Sharon to run over there and confront Heather and Phyllis. They were minding their own business. And she gets mad talking about, can I go anywhere without running into your family members? GCAC is a public place. Now, it's one thing, like I say, Daniel go to the one place that Sharon owns. But the GCAC is a public place. They were having their own conversation. And Sharon went over there to confront. And I'm telling you, Heather is 2 seconds off of taking Sharon's heads off this time. So I didn't like what Sharon did in that point. She don't want anybody to confront her and use leverage and, all this kind of stuff. You need to stay away. But you walked up to them, Sharon. You confronted them. So, yeah. That if Heather would have took her head off, I would have been like, well, that's what you get. Because you had no reason to come up in the GCAC, come over to Heather and Phyllis and confront them. And I got to give it to Phyllis. Because old Phyllis... she would have took her head off. Phyllis had a lot of restraint. She kind of let it slip. I know you're not yourself these days. I'm like, I was wondering if Sharon was going to realize that she's been talking to Nicholas. How many likes we got? I'm on a whole rant. We got 56 likes and 113 people watching. Let's go, chat. Let's get those likes up. So, yeah, there was no reason for Sharon to go up in there and confront them. She could have got what she was going to get from the bar. She might have gave them a little side eye, but she didn't have to come over there and say anything to them. Yeah, I don't know. I think she was calling Nick, Jenna. I think she was calling Nick. Yeah, but Sharon, listen, I agree with you on that, Jenna. Yeah, I wouldn't be Heather was 2 seconds off of, like you saying, laying hands. Because she had no reason to do that. Get your little drink or get your coffee or whatever you're doing over at the GCAC and sit at the bar, go grab a table. But confronting those two ladies was totally unnecessary. And then to wrap this whole episode up, because I want to jump into Bold, I want to give Bold its credit that it's due for the next 20 minutes. Mariah and Nicholas is like, okay, oh girl is out of control. So how about we sneak and check her purse, check the medicine cabinet, make sure she's picking up her meds at the store, making sure that she's taking them. I have a feeling that's going to blow up in Mariah's face. She's probably going to get caught. And is that going to piss off, piss off Sharon as well? So, yeah, I had to talk about that. I didn't like Sharon confronting Heather and Phyllis, but I also didn't like the behavior of Lucy at that coffee house, especially when Sharon tried to talk to her with her inside voice. And then she decided to tell her dad to step back. No, this is I don't care what my daughter said. You don't get to talk to me in your kind of way. Take your kid and go. So, yeah. That's my opinion on that one. Alright, let's switch over to Bold. We have 121 in the chat and 64 likes. Y'all doing good. Okay, let's keep it going. Yay. Listen, Paris, Heather is tired of Sharon. Yes, she is. Jasmine said, I'm team Sharon. So sick of these coddling, entitled brats. Sharon laid it down the way our mothers would have laid it down. Chick is stealing, drinking, sneaking out. And don't forget lying, because also part of the spoilers for this week is that Lucy's going to get caught in a lie again. So at what point do they got to, put the gauntlet down and hold that girl to some level of accountability and stop mouthing off to her parents, mouthing off to other adults, being mad because she don't get what she wants. I don't know. That whole obsession with Faith is weird to me. And I saw some comments in this current chat. I don't know if that's the case, if it's a situation like that. So I can't, there's certain words that you can use in social media, and I don't know if that's the issue, or if there's some crushes or whatever going on. But that whole thing is kind of over the top to me. I mean, I understand, but I won't go down that rabbit hole. All right. So today's episode, we had pretty much two scenes. We had the scene at Bill's house with the conversation with Poppy and Bill. And then we had that little dinner party welcoming Steffy, back out of the cage into the land of the living. She was almost out of here last week based on Lunatic Luna and what she was trying to do. So I'm gonna start with Bill and Poppy and get them out the way. I was gonna say knock them out the way, but get them out the way. So they needed to have this conversation. Poppy is feeling a whole lot of guilt. And I'm glad we're here, because on this channel, myself and my co-hosts have been saying that Bill should have kicked Lunatic Luna out of the house after the first kiss. And he even said that. He said, you know what, after that first kiss, I should have sent her home or sent her away. But I was worried, thinking that she was so confused about you being in jail. Bill, my guy, I don't understand. And you guys, let me know if this makes sense. But kissing a grown man, how is that confusion of, I don't get it. Or were you just making excuses for her? You know what, Jenna? I hope not. I like Romy Park. I was hoping that she stick around. She said that she's going to fix the relationship with her sister. They've been bonding. Man, I would hate for them to, but we got to make room for other storylines. And I'm going to do a standalone video, so stay tuned for that in regards to the fall sneak peeks that we have. So stay tuned for that. Yay. But it looked like the way that she did say that she still loved the man. So I'm wondering how long is she going to be around, or what the situation is, But they had their little powwow. She told him that she loved him, but Bill never said that he loved her back, and that's been an ongoing thing. I know, Jenna. I like her with him too. I like the chemistry that they started off with, but it would be nice, maybe they'll put her on recurring status and bring her back. Maybe she needs to get things settled. That's a lot to deal with. Your daughter is probably going to be in jail for the rest of her life, and at the same time, she set her up. She set her up to stay in prison. Yeah, Angela said, I wish the writers would let Poppy stay. Me too. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I don't know if I would be okay with a Katie, Poppy, Bill triangle, though. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would be okay with that. But I would just like to see, if that could blossom into something. But it was a very sweet moment, a sad moment, especially for Poppy, because, yes, it's bittersweet. Because one moment she's happy to not be accused and to, no longer be in prison. But at the same time, her daughter is there. And there's a lot of guilt because she feels that, hey, maybe I was the cause of this. My loose living in my past when I was raising her, did it have an effect on her? And here's my take on that before I move to the dinner party. I think there's a part of her loose living because kids, you are the first teacher of your children when you first come here. Before they meet anybody, before they go to school for the first time, before they meet little friends in the neighborhood or meet other people, the first example is the parent. And I mean, look at what's happening with Lucy right now. Lucy is spinning out of control. She had a broken relationship with her father that she recently repaired. She don't have any, the parents are just lost to me. I think they almost act like they're her friend more than her parent. So, I mean, it's the same thing with Luna. There's a part that is Poppy. I can see her saying, yeah, But most of the rest of this is Luna's fault because she had choices. She had forks in the road when she came to LA. If she had played it right, and I think one of you guys did say this in the chat, the thing is that she could have just say, hey, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm working at Forrester and I got a great guy, but obviously even if she took a step back and didn't, get into a relationship with RJ, and she was interested in Zende, it's a different way they could have played that. But she had opportunities that she chose to throw away. That paternity test wasn't the end all. Just because she wasn't Bill's daughter, she still had a great job at Forrester. She still was dating, RJ Forrester. And her mom and her were living at Bill's mansion. So, okay, so what? You weren't his biological kid. You still would have been in a good position. But she got greedy. So, there's some parts of this that she has to own. She's an adult. She's 21 years old. Unfortunately, a lot of her past, she didn't want to lose it. But just because the paternity test that she says that she wasn't his daughter, she still would have had a good life. Okay, well, you're not my dad, and I mean, what the French toast is Tom would before, obviously, he's no longer here, but all they had to do was test Tom, and if Tom was the father, okay, that's your dad, but you still got a job at Forrester. You still got a boyfriend over there. She got greedy. And she wanted to level up till she leveled herself right into cell block C. So, but knowing how the soaps are, they're probably going to end up putting her in maybe a mental health storyline where she was not in control of her actions. And she goes kind of like a Claire Newman or Eve. Claire Howard / Newman scenario. because they definitely quickly redeemed Claire. Claire was another one that, put a needle in Nikki's neck with that, put her to sleep and helped Jordan poison her Newman family and everything. So, I mean, she pretty much did something similar to Luna, and they gave her a real redemption. She about to have a whole relationship with Kyle Abbott. So, I mean, if they can redeem Claire, more than likely they'll probably redeem Luna if they keep her around. Let's see. There are millions of children that grew up with worse mothers and didn't become an unaliving psychopath. Absolutely, Allison. You got choices. Sandra said, I was actually surprised that Finn smiled. Yeah, let's talk about the dinner party. There's different parts to this dinner party. So they had a discussion about what happened. So Steffy ran down a list of things, and everybody was shocked, and people was like, I didn't know we had a psychopath working for us. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I guess the pieces of they even invited Deacon. Steffy invited Deacon. Now, I'm wondering, obviously, when they said, when Deacon said, I know how y'all feel about my wife. Did y'all see Steffy's eyes? I'm like, girl, you picked the wrong person to originally go to prison. You were helping Baker put Sheila in prison when it was Lunatic Luna, and you definitely found out who the real culprit was. She could have been like, even if she's not there, I would hope Steffy would be like, well, despite how I feel about Sheila, tell Sheila I'm sorry. What was that, 5 words? She could have easily said, I'm sorry. Yeah, Claire didn't because she gave the antidote. That's the thing. If Claire hadn't gave the antidote, they would have been out of there. So that poison was definitely poisoning. So yeah, I kind of wish Steffy would have been like, yeah, well, I know, hey, this don't change my feelings about Sheila, but I was wrong here. She could have gave him that, because everybody started looking crazy. Excuse me. We did also see the conversation between Hope and Finn, and Taylor was giving her a major side eye. Taylor was looking at her like, yeah, I see you over there talking to my daughter's husband. I got my eye on you. And Hope told him, hey, I hate that everything has happened. You really are a true hero. And you can tell by the look on her face, especially when at the bottom 2 pictures on the screen, when Steffy and Finn were kissing and holding each other, she was looking at that like, dang, I wish that was me. So obviously she still got some feelings. But we're gonna have to talk about what's coming up this fall for Miss Hope Logan, but I'll do that on a separate video. Now, the biggest part of this whole thing that I really, really, truly appreciate that the writers did, and I know a lot of people are not happy about the rewrite, is the conversation between Steffy, Brooke, RJ, and Zende. They cleaned that up very, very well. When Steffy told both Zende and RJ that she knew exactly what she was doing, and she didn't even put it out in open, because a lot of people don't know what happened between Zende and Luna. Brooke knew, of course, and then Zende, RJ, Luna, Poppy, and Steffy now know because Luna told her. But the fact of the matter that they made an emphasis in that script to say, hey, you did not take advantage of her. That's something that you would never do. I'm like, bravo, writers, because Delon DeMetz, the actor, was dragged in social media personally across the board back in February because they gave that whole thing of consent. So thank you, writers, for cleaning that up. Really appreciate it. Bravo. And then we got Brooke to apologize because she was ready to send that man to Forster, Antarctica. They even gave each other a hug. And then we saw the two cousins, RJ and Zende, hug it out. So that is a non-issue now. We can put that to rest. Thank gosh. Thank gosh. Yeah, Joyce. RJ was blaming himself, but he had no clue. I mean, he didn't know this girl was she was extremely manipulative. We had no clue up until the middle of August. So we had no clue, but I was happy the way they cleaned that up. I was definitely pleased by that. And everybody cleared the air. Brooke and Zende, RJ and Zende. Steffy didn't. And that's the other thing. And I know I talked about this, but she didn't put that out in the open because everybody don't know about that. That's a very, very unique and sensitive situation. She didn't put that on blast. She pulled them into the corner and say, hey, let me tell you what happened. You're not at fault. You did not take advantage. You would never do that. So I don't want you to feel blah, blah, blah. And Brooke said her piece. RJ said his piece. Beautiful thing. Love it. Hope is supposed to yell. I'm going to do that in a standalone video. Steffi handled it perfectly. Yes, she did. I got to give it to her. She handled that very well. I would really like to know what's in Hope's head, the way she was looking at Finn. Her wishing that she was Steffi in that moment. That man is a hero. And she loved every minute of the fact that this man went through the trenches to save his wife. She want that type of guy. And honestly, like I said, I'm going to do a standalone video because on the horizon is Hope having a, So just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. I want to see jail scenes. You know what, Lashana? I'm wondering if they're going to give us that. That depends on how long Romy Park or Lisa Yamada stick around. You know what I mean? If they stick around for a while, we might get some jail scenes. So we gotta stay tuned and find out, and see if that's the case. I hope they keep her around. I would love to see if they can do some more content with Luna. You know what I mean? Or with Lisa Yamada, I should say. I would love to see that. So, what else? Hope was looking at Finn like a hungry dog in a meat house. Belinda, you are too funny. Aisha said Luna in the nut house. I think we're going to see Will and Crazy Katie. Yeah, we're going to get a lot more of that. They're not bringing Crew Morrow over here, which is, of course, Joshua Morrow, Nick Newman's son over here for nothing. Myra, whatever everybody thinks Carter, but it turns out, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that, Melissa, because of the way that the spoilers are going in a different direction with him. But who knows? T. Hope had the type of guy, Thomas, that type of... Yeah, but the problem, Myra, remember what she said is his past. So she had that conversation with her mom, and she broke down why Finn is different than Liam and Thomas. She said Thomas is a one-woman man, but he has a past. Liam is a great dad, great business person, but he always have a divided heart, which is why she thought her and Finn were kindred spirits. So Finn doesn't want Hope, not at all. He loves Steffi. Hope needs to back off. I'm tired of Hope and Finn scenes again. I'm glad Hope will be getting a new... Yeah, Taji. Yeah, and I got an idea who maybe, unless, we'll talk about that in that video. I'm not going to have a whole dissertation in this one. So we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. All right, you guys. I'm going to end it right here. It's 138 of you in this chat. Make sure on the way out you hit the like button. Stay tuned for some standalone videos. We got our midweek chat tomorrow night with Bree and I. And of course our weekly chat for both soaps on Friday nights, where we have our entire panel, myself, Bree, Keish, Trish, sometimes J Money as well. But we will see. I enjoyed it. So you guys make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you're notified every time a video is posted. I am T from Soap Corner Talk. And until the next one, we'll see you all soon. Bye, Soapies.